So one thing that the 12 tribes would teach us is when we brought our friend Lydia, for example.
I forgot to talk about that.
Basically, they said she had to be in the kitchen, and they were like women belong in the kitchen and stuff. And so we did what's pretty much the biggest no-no there. Like we were like, okay, we're gonna piss them off. Is the most we can piss them off. So she was like, oh, I actually don't know how to cook food. Ben usually does the cooking in our relationship. And they were like, oh no, like this is bad, you know? And,
my God.
Yeah. And then they were like, well, does your mom cook? And she's like, well, my dad usually cooks. And it pissed them off. And they were like, oh my gosh, like this girl is so bad. And then that's when they were like starting to tell me like, dude, I don't think you can like marry this girl because like, she doesn't know how to be a real woman. And I guess there was a few other things that we did. Like she was kind of our wild card. It was like everything that they believe in, she was kind of doing the opposite.
Gotcha.
Like Ben ended up having a one-on-one conversation with one of the members saying that like she's been having lustful thoughts about women.
Oh yeah.
Because the leader of this cult, literally the leader of this cult states that if you're gay, you should be put to death. So, but if you have a gay thought, they think God should punish you for it. And so Ben was like, oh, she's been having lustful thoughts about women. She comes to the cult. They put her in the kitchen. The next day, we throw a wild card and we just go, hey, she's in the hospital with pneumonia. And they fully believe she was in the hospital because God was punishing her for having a gay thought.
Yeah, so a little backstory. So yeah, we kind of wanted to see like, is the leader like, is this just something the leader said one time? Because sometimes people say things and don't mean it. Or is this something that like they truly believe? Like if you're gay, should you actually be put to death? Is that actually what they believe? So we just told him like, hey, she sometimes like it's fine. Like we're still getting married and stuff, but sometimes she'll just see a girl on the side of the street and she'll look at it and be like, oh, that's a hot girl, you know, like not that she wants to pursue that girl, but just like she can acknowledge the fact that another girl is attractive. And they were so disgusted by that, where they were like, dude, you better fix this in her or else something like God's going to punish her for this. So then the next couple of days we were like, okay, she's like sick. And they're like, oh, see, we told you she was going to get sick. This is God punishing her. And then we're like, so what do we do? Do we give her medicine if she's sick? And they're like, no, you can't give her medicine because that's going against God's plan. God wants her to be sick. And if you give her medicine, you're interfering with God's plan pretty much. And so we just, in our storyline, like obviously she was like fine back in LA, you know, like she's just chilling. But like what we told them is like, oh, she's getting sicker and sicker. And then finally, like after I think it was like, we kind of escalated pretty fast. I think this happened over the course of like 2 days pretty much. So she went from like having a gay thought to now she's on her deathbed. And I was like, if she doesn't take medicine, she's going to die. Like now the doctor said she only has like maybe 2 hours left to live. And her dying wish is she wants to see me one more time before she dies, like because we were supposed to get married, you know, and I think we were like 3 or 4 days away from getting married at this point in our storyline.
And what they said was, let the dead bury the dead. You're as bad as she is if you go visit her in the hospital. And Ben's like, it's like an hour away. I'll just go really quick and come back. I'll come right back. And all they said was, let the dead bury the dead.
And this was at this point. Up until then, we kind of agreed with everything they said because we wanted to gain their trust. But at this point, I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't want to just go along with this. So this is our first debate we had, and I debated with them. It's funny in the video, you see it's like it's right after dinner. So, and this is the middle of summer when it got light until like 9 p.m. So it's like probably like 6 p.m. or something. And we have like a 3-hour debate and it's like fully nighttime by the end we're debating. I'm just like, but she just wants to see me like, and like at this point, like she's probably dead. She has 2 hours left to live. But I'm like, she just like wants to see me one more time before she dies and stuff. And like, that's her dying wish. Like, please, I just made them feel as bad as possible. There's no sympathy from them. And like, I guess some people in our YouTube comments were saying things like, what did you prove? This is just a fake scenario. Like you guys lied to them. Like that doesn't make you guys good guys. But then I would argue that like this is like through us doing this, we actually found out that this is how they react. And this is a common thing that happens where ex-members have reached out to us and said, oh, I was in a scenario just like this where someone was dying, like a love of my life was dying, and they wouldn't let me give them medicine because of the exact same things they were telling you guys. And now we have proof that this is what they do. So like, thank you guys for exposing this and stuff. But it is like really sad that like people have died and stuff because of this exact same scenario. So this was kind of like a fictional like parody, like making fun of them scenario, but it actually has like truth behind it of like, this is actually how they react to it.
Even one of the members, Nathaniel, he was telling us a story because we told them that Lydia passed away. So he opened up to us and he basically said, because they don't believe in medicine, that they have their childbirths at home and one of their kids died from childbirth. and he says that it would have survived if they went to the hospital, but we don't believe in that.
Yeah.
And he goes, we're not bitter about it.
Yeah, and then I think the first thing they told us when we told them that Lydia died was they were like, she should have been aborted. That way she wouldn't, because like she's definitely going to hell now that she had that gay thought. But if she was just aborted, she might be better. So like, maybe you shouldn't have fallen in love with her. Like, your place is here now. They're like, this is proof. Now you have no distractions. They were actually kind of happy she died because they were like, now you have no distractions. Like, you're here. And
Did you guys ever bring her back and be like, she raised from the dead?
Oh,
we were.
We did bring her back.
Well, yeah, but we had a whole ending planned where we were gonna cover her in fake blood, and then she was gonna like run through the cult like and fake blood, and, like scare them all. But we got kicked out. I think like 2 days before we were planning on doing that.
Yeah,
they cut. Spoiler alert, they cut her spyglasses. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was the original plan. Was we were gonna cover her in fake blood. We actually filmed like a scene. She was like in my room like in fake blood, and she like gets up, and I like edited it into like security camera footage. I was gonna show them the security camera footage, be like, yo. Like, she's dead in my room right now. Like, look, but she just got up. Like, what do we do? And then she was going to show up and start chasing him around. And that was going to be our grand finale for it.
They probably would have shot her, if we're being completely honest.
Oh, 100%. She would have been dead.
You think so?
Probably. I mean, that would have like freaked them out to an extent. Like, if they're truly that much of like God's will kind of people, you know, just like a sinner raising from the dead, and they already believe the outside world is
and then
just purely
chasing them
Satan.
covered in blood.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have shot her. I think they would have just prayed to God. I think they would have got down on their knees and been like, like, please stop this. We love you. And they would have been like, God's not going to let her kill us. And if she does kill us, then it's just part of God's plan. I think that's what they would have done. But